So you mentioned Robert. This is your husband.
Yes.
And you guys created this together.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us a little bit about the history, your history with distilling, and you mentioned his family and everything. If you could talk about that.
Sure. I mean, Robert grew up distilling on his grandparents' farm. They have a winery and a distillery, and it was sort of, for him, it was chores. I mean, this is, grain, mash another bit of the grain. He never thought he would do this, for his life. He went off and got a PhD, but when we decided we wanted a lifestyle change, and neither of us wanted our academic type careers, and we wanted to spend more time together and with our kids, it sort of became very obvious that it would be a good idea to do something we knew how to do. And since he knew how to do this very well, and there hadn't been a distillery in Chicago, or at least legal one, for some time, we felt Chicago was just aching for a distillery.
It was.
Yeah.
And I think the community has gotten a lot better since you've been here. And, honestly, because you guys have taken it by storm. All of your products are awesome and everywhere.
Now, here we are in front of the, why is the word escaping me right now as to what it is?
Pot still.
Yes, thank you. It is so beautiful.
Thank you.
And you, is it your husband who was instrumental in the creation of this?
Yeah, Robert also works with Koval, which is one of the largest manufacturers of pot stills in the world, and in our opinion, really the best. And what Robert does is we act as sort of a test lab for a lot of distillation equipment. And when we find that something could be engineered better, or that it would be, ideal if the deflegmator was able to do this, or if the, if we had one of the discharge over here, or we had a plate that was able to function in a different way, then we work with the manufacturer in Germany to their next edition of the equipment to have these changes. And Robert's done this a great deal because a lot of the manufacturers of pot stills, they're coppersmiths. And they understand, they're engineers too. I mean, they understand the principle, but they're not actually distilling every day. So they're not getting down and opening a discharge in one place and thinking, gee, it would be better maybe if we had it somewhere else, or if we had two, or, so we work on it. And this still is based in part on a brandy still in Germany with that was made for one of the best brandy manufacturers in Germany. And that's why it has the elongated whiskey helmet, because the more copper surface, the better.
I feel like I got an elongated whiskey helmet after Friday night.
Exactly. So, but we tweaked it a bit, and this was made from scratch for us.
It looks like a steampunk time machine.
It does, doesn't it? It does. It really, really does.
Flip some switches.
It does.
See what happens.
It does. It almost has like a 50,000 leagues, It's like you could go either way.
Right.
Back in time, forward, over the ocean.
Yes.
Yes. It can
Let's
take you to new
get
worlds.
inside of it and submerge it in something.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, we do feel submerged sometimes.
And so you, this is one of your facilities, and you also have one down the street a few blocks. Which
Yes.
is lots of stills.
Yeah, it has another very, very large still, sort of a younger brother that got bigger, to this still. When we first moved into this location, we thought, this is so big. We're never going to fill this out. And then about a year later, we're like, oh my gosh, this is so small. We felt like Alice in Wonderland, drink me. And then all of a sudden, everything was like really tiny. So we needed another location. So it's just a bit up the street.
So how many things are you currently brewing? What's the word?
Distilling
right
yes.
now. Like at any one time.
At any one time, every day we're doing something. So right now we're making rye over at the other distillery, so it's coming out as we speak. Yeah, we were making gin here last night, so we're working a little bit
That
all over
sounds
the
so
place.
like old school. We were making gin here last night.
Exactly.
Dipping it right out of the bathtub. No, not. But
That's right. It's so funny how many people asked us in the very beginning where we made our products. Like, almost like, do you actually have a factory? Or is it like coming from your bathtub, It's like bathtub, of course,
Right, naturally. It's
Right.
sterile.
Yeah, of course,
So how frequently do you release new products?
It used to be very frequent, and then we decided that was now sort of a bad idea because we really need to focus on making a lot of certain products. just to meet the demand. So now we're doing, it less frequently. Before, I would go to the farmer's market and kind of get googly eyes and be like, we're going to make liqueur out of this and this and this, and then work with the farmers, and then we'd come out with like 3 crazy liqueurs, and everyone would be like, no, don't let her go to the farmer's market, hold her back. And then I would sort of conspire with Oriana of Oriana's Oriental Orchard and bring back something else and be like, oh, come on, guys, please, we'll do just one European green walnut liqueur, please. But now that's sort of been put on hold. We do seasonal, so we do a brandy every year, sort of around the fall, and we'll probably do that again. And I may, it depends, be able to convince them after one farmer's market visit to do something else, but something in there.
Whoops, I dropped these.
Exactly. Exactly. It's just there's a lot that goes into releasing a product, like so much compliance and so many forms that need to be filled out that it becomes really cumbersome. And also we need to now make tons of bourbon.
Right.
It's about bourbon.
Which is a good problem to have.
It really is. Yes.
So the retail space that's here at 51?
21 North Ravenswood.
Yes.
Is open to the public.
Yes.
And then you also do distillery tours
We do.
here. Do you do them at your other space as well, or is it just here?
Due to licensing, we're only allowed to do them at one facility, so we do them here because this is where we always did them. The other space is a little bit more just production focused, so we've got people constantly like just working all the time there. It might be difficult to bring in like 30 people and be like, hey. So here we can sort of time it, and we can make our gin at night, and then organize tours.
Under cover of darkness.
Right, exactly. It makes the gin taste better.
Right, I think so.
Absolutely. So that's how we sort of organize it. But it may eventually change. We'll see. Maybe we'll move everything to one large location in the next few years. We'll see.
Do you have anything new coming up, or anything that you guys are planning on in terms of liqueurs, or anything?
Any gin.
Yeah.
I'm excited about the gin. So when is that going to be able to be purchased?
We'll see. It will be available for purchase probably either in the fall or in the winter. So we just want to make sure that we launch it properly with all the materials, and it means building, the website presence and the this and that. There's a lot that's going to go into it, but we're really excited.
That might be the only thing that I'm looking forward to about winter.
It's true.